Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today is the day. It's been a while since we took a look around my Animal Crossing village, but today you watching are lucky enough to be coming on the second ever tour of Jukipton. That's my village, by the way, Jukipton. If you're wondering where the name comes from, it's the name of my original Animal Crossing village when I was like 8. So the only previous tour of my village was part of that video essay that I did on Animal Crossing New Horizons as a whole. So go and watch that if you want to see the previous iteration of Jukipton. But oh boy, have we come a long way since then. It's a wonderful place now to come and visit, so why don't we just go and do that? So without further ado, I'm going to take you on a tour of Jukipton. Here we go. Okay, you've just arrived in this absolute paradise from the airport. I'll be your tour guide for the day. My name is Jude, so allow me to show you around. The first place we'll come to is the residential district in Jukipton called Noob Street. It sort of acts as a bit of a crossroads, so we're going to start off by going left along this wonderful little path through the trees. I should just mention, you'll notice throughout this that I've put down a load of like stone paths and little designs on the floor. I don't actually have Nintendo Online, so all of those were made by my hand. I painstakingly painted each individual one, so if they look a bit janky in places, that's probably why. So yeah, I don't want to hear any criticism of my path making. Okay, back to the tour. This area's been accessorised a bit with this model railway and just a nice picnic bench. The path eventually meets up with my flower garden, which is full of beehives. And after having a nice time in there, we then get to my street. My street includes a couple of vending machines at one end and my pet turtle Raphael at the other. I suppose while we're here, let's take a look inside my house. It's kind of unfinished. This front room, for example, is a bit random, but it'll do for now until I get some better items. The left room is completely unfinished. I wanted to make some sort of cloud room, but I don't have any cloud furniture. The back room is my blossom room, which I'm kind of proud of. I think this is kind of nice. And then on the right hand side we have the trophy room. This used to be the party room, of course, but now it's home to my many achievements. Upstairs is also a bit unfinished, but don't worry at all because the downstairs, woo! My spa room is the pride of the household. It's quite the place to come and relax, maybe get a massage. We don't yet have a masseuse, but we're hiring. So if there's any takers, let me know in the comments. Moving on from the house, we can cross the bridge here, and if we head left again, we'll find ourselves at the bamboo forest. You can weave through the bamboo forest and you'll eventually arrive at the coast where there's a lighthouse at the top and then a nice outside spa and a swimming pool on the rocks. It's a great place to just stand and watch the sunset from. Back through the bamboo and we can go up these stairs to what will eventually be some sort of autumn area. I'm waiting till autumn to put that in, of course. And then there's also this nice petal pond area which stretches all the way along this cliffside. If instead of going on top of the cliff you were to follow below, you would end up in a nice canal section, and across from that we eventually get to the big waterfall, which now has a nice camping area in front of it. At the top of the canal section I've left a piece of land to the wilderness. It's a bit more derelict. There's weeds and mossy rocks as well, and if you manage to pass through that dense undergrowth you'll reach a shrine at the top of the island. At this shrine you can pay your respects to all the island's most important deities, such as Big Head, the Cat of Wisdom and Mr. Raccoon. Along the back end of the island is a nice forest filled with lily of the valleys, and right in the corner of this forest is the perfect diving area. I really like all the updates Nintendo have been making to the game. I think the fact you can do a flip into the water is great, and Pascal is honestly a legend. I love that guy. After the forest we come to the Temple of the Moon. The moon's probably my favourite item in the whole game. It looks incredible, and so I just felt I had to honour it by giving it its own space. Man, it took ages to get. I only actually got it a few days ago, but big W's all round. It's certainly not been all big wins though. The other day I spent about 90,000 Nook miles trying to find some villagers that I wanted in my town, but I wasn't able to find them, and the next day this guy had moved in, so you win some, you lose some. The villagers in my town have changed a lot actually since last time I gave a tour. Bertha, Renee, Lopez, Louis and Humphrey have all moved out, and Lyman, Cranston, Cube and Flora have moved in. Anyway, the bonsai area I was planning to make still only has one bonsai. They don't seem to have added many bonsais to the game yet, but hopefully they'll get added eventually. If we go right from there, we reach the Yoshi Falls coastline, named after the epic waterfall that stretches across most of it. Other monuments to look out for include the Big Maui Head, Stonehenge, and the museum, of course. I think I've managed to catch everything you can up to this point. Obviously there's still stuff to get that will come out over the next few months, but the museum is one of the best parts of the game in my opinion, especially the aquarium. My favourite new additions are the ocean sunfish in the big tank and the moon jellyfish in the floor bit. Above the museum is just another gardens. This is the home of my other three turtles, Leonardo, Donatello and Michelangelo. And once you've had a nice time relaxing with those guys, it's just a short trip across the river to the centre of Jukipton. I've tried to make resident services nice by adding little paths and fountains and things on the side of it, flowers and arches and giant butterflies. It's a great place to come and have a schmooze with the locals, maybe even a sing-along if you're feeling extra joyous. Jukipton has some great festivals here too. You can probably see it's the firework festival today, so Crazy Red is doing his raffle and there's going to be some sweet fireworks in the sky after this. And for now, there you have it. Oh man, what a game. I hope you enjoyed this tour. That's it for now, but I promise we'll revisit Jukipton at some point in the future. If you think Jukipton is just the greatest settlement in the world like I do, make sure to smash that like button and maybe, just maybe subscribe to the channel as well. But from me and all the other residents of Jukipton, this is goodbye.